Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes roster review. So we've got meany here from Phantom Rebellion. That accent always intrigues me. I've just looked it up. Was that? I've got no idea. Maybe it's just some fancy styling. Also, meany. I'm thinking, were you sort of guessing that I was going to be doing your review, and you thought, right, I'm going to just make him say what he already is? He's a bit of a meanie, that guy. You know, he always picks on people with the poor mods. Okay, I've had enough fun there. All right, let's just see what you've got. Okay. Okay, so meany, we've got a C, so well done on your C. We saw that on the home screen. We've also got JKR and Darth Revan. Now, a bit of context for those of you who just don't know, obviously, which is everyone. I don't know why I wouldn't say that. Meany has actually had a break from the game, so got in touch with me, said, right, can you have a look at what I've got? Can you tell me what we can do moving forward? So let me just recap what it was exactly. You said you rejoined 9 months ago. This was back in November, so it's 11 months now. Well done, by the way. I'm being back so long. So you just got your C at that time. You're thinking of going for Slacker or Gas. So we'll move forward with that. Let's just have a look at where you are as far as mods and all that right now, though. So your GP, 4.684 million. You're about the same size as my Crimson account, so that's good for a near direct comparison. Top 80 GP, 1.755 million. Okay, so it's looking all right. I don't think Crimson's at 2 mil there, so you're looking solid. Top 65, 1.527. Again, pretty solid. Fleet, 2.074, sorry. That again seems pretty solid. I don't think my Crimson account's at 2 mil, but I could be wrong. I'll admit, it's the trouble with having 3 accounts, I can't remember. I'll probably put it on screen. But yeah, it's looking good either way. Zetas. You got 52 Zetas, 1 Omicron. Very nice. We'll have a look at that Omni. 36 Gear 13s. Okay, that number could be a little bit bigger, I suspect, but only marginally, so don't feel bad. I'm thinking maybe 40s would be a good number at this level, but again, I'm using myself as a comparison. We've got Relics. So Relics 8, you've got 2, no 9s yet. 10 Relic 7s, 5 Relic 6s, 12 Relic 5s, 7 Relics 4 or below. So you've done really well there with your Relic 5s. It's something that I'm bad for, so when I say I do mean it as a compliment, because I'm bad myself, that if you can get as many tunes over that Relic 5 mark, you're doing fantastic. So the fact that you've got more 5s than 4s and below, well done. And then when we look at the speeds, 525 pluses, 2720 pluses, 7215 pluses. So the 25 pluses could be a bit higher if we've just been a little bit brutally honest. You know, you could maybe be pushing close to 10 at this point. But yeah, when we look at the 20s, the 15s, actually the 20s as well could be a bit higher. Again, I'm just going to be a little bit harsh there. Maybe the 20s could be close to 40. But yeah, 15 pluses, again, they look pretty solid. At this point, you won't be pushing towards 100 of them. So by no means is it bad, it's just room for improvement. And then we look at the offense mods, 3 4 to 6 percenters, 2 6 pluses, so that is very nice. I know for myself that getting 6 pluses are very difficult, so well done on getting them. So let's have a look at your roster. Let's see if you've made any progress on those farms you were teasing us with. Okay, so as we can see, you've got your Sith Eternal Emperor here. You've also got a General Kenobi at Relic 8. Okay. You've got me intrigued. Okay. So, I will just show off your C. I have been quite honest in the past. I don't really know the barometers for C as far as what the benchmarks are for speed, for health. I know that's what you mod for, so you look like you've got your mods sorted very nicely. Offense, health. Okay, again, I'm going to assume offense is good there based on if you're countering a Ray with, say, C and what, or C and Armourer. I would believe having offense on is a good good primary. But other than that, I cannot comment. I really do need someone to just scream at me in the comments, this is what you need. I might even get DMs on Discord about it, but yeah, this is something I need to learn because I want to get C sometime in the next year or so, assuming no other big character comes out that I need to chase after. And yeah, C would be something I would really need to learn. So I'll confess I don't know anymore, but Hopefully I've put enough on screen so that other people can comment in the comments for me. Okay, see, I'm getting you guys to do the work for me. I'm gonna say that's how these things work, right? Oh, I'm having fun today. Alright, 5 first. Okay, so if you're going for gas, this looks a little bit behind already. Again, we're not going to be brutally honest, but it's just how I'm seeing it. Your circle looks good, right? Like 5, you got a Zeta, so it does mean your negotiator fleet's going to be doing quite well. So we're just going to leave these here for now, and we're just going to move on and just see what your other factions are like. So your bounty hunters, how are they coming along? Ooh, that is a nice boss. You could do with the other Zeta. You know, by the time you get to a rally, you should have both Zetas, really. But I would say that looks nice as far as the rally level. How are the mods? Protection looks quite thick. Fair chunk of speed and a fair chunk of tenacity. Okay, I can see what you've gone for there. Go and say, having that amount of tenacity is very nice. Okay, so what I would say, if you're using boss lead, you're definitely going to need the tenacity in the sense that you've not got the Trandoshan Rage Zeta. So it's going to be very tricky for you to keep hold of that taunt. Ideally, you could do with the taunt on, well, the retaunt ability on. Now, what I would say is, if just back out a second, if you were going to use another bounty hunter lead down the line, then it's not as important that you have the lead Zeta. And the reason I say it is, I feel like boss lead Zeta is it's not bad. I feel like it's just going out of vogue a little bit. I feel like the bounty hunters, especially with Zam Omicron, they're capable of doing so much more than what maybe they used to. So, as they are, this is doing you good. I'm not criticising, by the way. This is just me forward thinking for as much as anything. What I would say, you've got that now, so the modding looks good. You've got a load of protection. You've got a load of tenacity. You've got speed that's reasonable. I would say it could go a little bit faster, but that's just me being nitpicky. If we go down to your defense as well, or your armor, 60%. Okay, that's solid enough, I would say. So yeah, what I would be looking at there, if you're using boss lead, Mando, you can do a grief at 11, but sorry, beyond 11. But yeah, you're looking solid. I mean, getting to 12 with these, you've got a solid group that can just be a defense faction. So that is pretty good. Zam Omicron, Fennec, those pair can elevate the bounty hunters even higher. Aura Singh as well, I wouldn't sleep on her as well. So I know they're a bit of a pain, the bounty hunters at times. I mean, I'm just starting to do Aura Shards on my main account. I don't really like the idea of doing a Cantina farm, but what I will say, as a faction, they are worth their weight in gold. So just don't sleep on them, especially Fennec. I'll keep shouting that until the day it's announced that the Ravager is on its way. And I really do believe the Sith Bomber that's on her node is going to be important. So if ever you just get some spare energy, and I'm saying this to everyone, just farm that node. I'm going to be so disappointed if I don't get proven right on this. Okay. I told you I'm having fun today. I don't know if someone sparked my drink. Okay, so we've had a look at your clones already. There's no bad batch unlocked, so let's move on. Let's go to you. Actually, we're going to skip droids because we'll probably come across them in other factions, so Empire. Okay, so we've got the C requirements staring us in the face. Krennic. I am actually curious if you're going to give him a Zeta. Well, an Omicron, I should say. There is a Zeta, I think, but yeah, I'm curious if you're going to give him an Omicron. I looked at the Omicron ability, and I did kind of like it. You would have to build Death Trooper up to kind of make the 2-for-1 worth it. But that is how I see it. It's a 2-for-1 Omicron. You know, you're getting bonuses for Krennic, but Death Trooper also gains bonuses as well. So the benefit as well is it's in a unique as well. So what I think a lot of people were saying a while ago is that you could do Palpatine and Mara. So they seem to be a duo now that rank over Palpatine and Vader, in my opinion. You could do Palpatine Mara, so you've got a bit of gear on already. And then I'd have thought you could do Thrawn Krennic Death Trooper. That could be a fun little team for the simple fact. Now, again, I haven't used Krennic much, but I'm pretty sure one of these is an AoE. There we go. Special damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict stagger for 2 turns. So when you think that Mara's also got an AoE tenacity down, you could potentially get this to land quite consistently. Not to mention Mara herself has got a stagger. So between Mara and Kranich, and you've got the AoE from Death Trooper, you've got plenty of control against opposition teams. And then Palpatine's just there to chew the damage away. So I kind of like the idea. It's half the reason I've said to myself I'm thinking of going for C at some point, because I actually think now they've got good tunes. My biggest criticism of the C farm when it first came out was that some of the tunes that they required you to farm were not good. But I would actually say now there isn't a single bad tune on that list. I mean, Royal Guard's got used with Empire, but also Lord Vader down the line. Kranich's now got a good Omicron, in my opinion. Maybe not top tier, you know, it's not maybe not one of the must-haves, but if you've got just C as your GL, it's a good Omicron. Again, you'd need Death Trooper, but I think that's not a bad investment. And then, when you think, you've got Maul, well, Darth Maul as well, that can do a Sith team with. I just like it. I think there's so many good little options there. Let me know in the comments, folks, what you're thinking about Krennic. I didn't get any comments on the last one about it, but I honestly think it's a good 2-for-1. Just boosting two characters with one Omicron. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just alone on that one. I mean, I've given Atbar an Omicron. Ooh, I forgot about that. Ooh, sorry. I just realised I've got GA to plan for later, and I forgot I got my secret weapon ready. I haven't even looked at your tunes. Sorry, I just got so distracted here. I'm gonna have to check that my coffee spiked. All right, Vader. Okay, so we've got 279 speed. That is very fast, very fast. You've got almost 100% potency. Damage is a little low. It's not bad. It's just a little low. Let's have a look at actual stats. Speed, offense. Okay, crit chance. You don't really need that. I know you've got a load of speed on there, but what I would say, it's a rare situation this, but unless you're using Vader to counter other teams that are super fast, you don't really need 279 on him. So what I would say, you could afford to get a crit damage primary there and decrease the speed. I mean, don't try and decrease the speed, but if you say got a 20 speed mod, but it got crit damage and offense, put that on any day. That'd be the way I'd be looking at it. Also, I don't know, you haven't got a full mod set, so that's another reason I'd be saying get rid of it, but you really want a potency set here anyway. So that's another little thing as well. Let's see, where were your potency secondaries? You got that there. You've speed and offense, wasn't it? Yeah, you've done good there. Speed. Okay. And speed, offense, potency primary. So I'm liking a lot of your modding here. I think there's a lot to look at that I like. I think that'd be just the one thing I'd switch out. You could afford to just switch out for a potency mod set. And if you've got a potency crit damage triangle, it's like that there. Because the way I see it, the potency mod set would then do more work than that potency secondary. If you've got speed and offense in it as well, you're golden. So yeah, that's where I'd be looking. I think by and large, what it's doing now is not bad. I'm striving for like what I would call close to perfection, but this is not far off it. So don't take that the wrong way. Speed check. How's your Thrawn? 308. Very nice. Okay, let's move along. How's your Piet? Piet's 308. Pretty good. And they can get to 330, so there's room for improvement there. You could, hang on, let me just check the mod speeds. What was Thrawn's mod speed? 138, and what was Piet's? 129. So that is 9 difference. So that would take Piet up to 317, and what was Thrawn if you went down by 9? 299. There is an argument there you could swap the mod sets. Just for the simple reason, Thrawn now can afford to be slower. I remember watching Zareth talk about this, and it's the idea that if you do an Imperial Trooper team... Actually, I'll correct myself. This is future planning again, so not right now. But Gideon seems to be still like the ace in the hole for a lot of these situations. So you've only got him at 273 with Gear 12. The idea is, though, he's so easy to get really fast. Like, I think I'm 340 something without really putting good mods on him. So I look at it and I think, you can afford to sometimes put Gideon into an Empire team rather than an Imperial Trooper team. And he'll just give everyone that first turn, so that you don't really need your Thrawn to be super fast. He can just be there to pass a turn. So that'd be the way I'd be looking at it. But then again, though, you will probably need Gideon with the troopers for a bit. So yeah, this is again future planning. I'm not saying it's things you have to do now, but maybe food for thought. Right. I think that's kind of looked at what we need to in this faction, so we can move along. Okay, Ewoks. Yeah, I'm going to say, you know me, I like my murder bears. I do with a little bit of work. I mean, if you've got 3PO, I'll praise you for doing it with Tebow and Scout. Do it without Paplu and Logray is an achievement. Let me just skip to the Galactic Republic. Did you do it? You've got a 5-star. Okay. So I will come back to that faction in a second, but it does seem like you need Paplu and Logray. Yeah, so if you need gas, you're going to need 3PO, and to get 3PO, you probably need the Ewoks ready. I'm not going to say they're bad by any stretch. I just think maybe Logray especially needs some love. I mean, Paplu's a great tank, but Logray is the control in the team. He's the one that will just keep the Rebel team in the event quiet. Scout can do an okay job, from what I know. His basic does have TM removal, so if you get him really fast, the theory could be that you could just keep taking turns to remove enemy turn meter. But the thing is, because they go under stealth, it's hard for you to use him. So really, Logray's the one you need. I say it so often. New player tip, old player tip, whatever. Go for Logray in the guild store whenever you see him. Even if there's that piece of gear you really need, go for Logray, because he's just worth his weight in gold in that team. But yeah, I'll leave that there. But if you want to talk more Ewoks as far as what you need, just get in touch with me, because I've done the event 3 times now. It's not a barometer for success, but I'd like to think I at least know a bit about it. Okay, First Order. Okay, so you definitely went the Slacker route. Ooh, well done. Well done. Yeah, you caught me off guard there. That is nicely done. Okay, so you could have 2 GLs very soon. I've not seen Beton, but I'm going to assume he's nearby. Yeah, I cannot see a relic level missing. You're looking solid. How fast is your hooks? 281, that's pretty good without putting primary mods on him, as far like your best mods. So, yeah, that is pretty solid. Have you built your crew? A chunk of protection. Okay, so I've said it before, but I'll just repeat it for anyone who hasn't seen previous roster review videos. Armor for crew, when you're using him in an SLKR team, you want 72% plus. And then when it comes to stats, modding for health and defense over protection. Now, I know defense is protection, but just try and prioritize health. So you want the health or defense in equal splits. So I don't think I would best say it. With the circle, obviously, you only have health and protection, so you go health here. Down here, well, on any of these 3, you have a choice, health or defense. So if you've got health there, that means you've got 2 defense that you can put on, plus a health. Don't forget you get a defense there as well. So all those defenses stack, and it just means that you're going to have a very armor-laden crew. That's the theory anyway. The extra health just bumps up his pool. You want to try and target 100k, but if you get 90 plus, that's pretty okay, I found. So, yeah, those are the goals. Red Trooper, how's he looking? Doesn't look like an optimal mod set. Maybe I'm wrong. That's looking okay, actually. I'll take that back. 7,000 without with your total. That looks pretty solid, so I'll take that back. Crit damage, offense. If you can roll them to 60, you're going to get some nice numbers. Okay. I'm almost looking forward to seeing Beton. I want to congratulate you on getting your tunes. Especially considering it was only November you told me that you were thinking which way to go. That's impressive. Okay, so we can see your Omicron there. I did see it when I glanced at the faction before, but I'm just liking seeing it. Yeah, Qui-Gon. I just taken him on my alt account to Relic 1. He's going to 3 for JMK. And yeah, I've got the army on him, so I'm looking forward to giving him a good go myself. What I would say, health, you don't really need a lot of, I wouldn't have thought. The damage is what you want focus on. So, offense primary, offense primary, offense primary. Just make sure that he's got as much offense in him as you can, so that when he dies, and I'm just making sure I read this right, there we go. When Qui-Gon Jinn's defeated, all allies recover 100% health and protection and gain 400% of Qui-Gon Jinn's offense for 2 turns. So yeah, you flood him with as much offense as you can, and then 400% of that goes to allies. So it's such a sweet little boost. So yeah, offense, 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 because you kind of want him to die. I mean, if you do actually face a team that is a bit thick and goes around him, you know, go for the other Jedi, then it can still work, because if Qui-Gon's got offense in him, he'll deal damage and you can maybe get away with it that way. But ideally, you want him dead. You want him die, flood the damage to someone like JKA who can do 1 AoE and kill the lot. So, yeah, that's the way I'd be going for it. But yeah, as far as the rest of your faction, you've got a nice solid Padme team there. I would say I'd say Grand Master could maybe move on from there at some point. I don't know how your Jedi faction's looking, but I'm thinking to myself, what else you've got here? You've got Plo who can go in the Jedi team. Mace is more for JMK at this point. Yeah, Shaq could do with a bit of love, especially it being 7-star. I'm on to talk. My main account's only got gear 12, so she's my next big farm. I won't get up to relics. Yeah, with the clones as well, I know you're talking about gas. Maybe before you go hard on the requirements for gas, maybe you could actually just build the gas team up. So use Shaq in the meantime, but get the gas team up, and that way you've got a team to work with while you're building up the teams to get gas. That's a way of thinking anyway. But yeah, some interesting choices here. I mean, Art Trooper at 7-star, well done on doing that, because that's a very tricky farm to divert to, so well done on getting that done. 3PO we've already discussed. The one that was striking me, East Cough. And I kind of get where this one's come from. You told me you took a break from playing. I am going to assume you were playing when you needed any 5 Jedi. And Heathcoff used to be just a pretty easy Jedi to get. Yeah, I've not really seen many Heathcoffs with gear on them, so this is quite a rare thing for me. I don't even think I've seen his character model properly. So I thought I'd just give him a quick look. Okay, well, thank you for that. Geonosians, how are you getting on here? All gear 12, got the 1 Zeta. Let's just double check it's the right one. That's all good. We're looking good here. Okay, so no Inquisitors unlocked, and we're going to assume you got an unlock light flashing in your roster. Alright, Jawas. I had a feeling you might have Jawas for the simple reason, if you were playing the game before when Jawas were a requirement for mod challenges, then yeah, I thought you might have them built up. So, a little bit surprised there. I thought maybe they'd be there. Let's go for your Jedi. So, you got Revan. Relic 7's a little excessive for Revan, but not a bad investment. I'd say there are other tunes more worthy of a 7, but still, I'm not going to say it's bad. Jolie. Well, actually, we'll go to Jolie in a sec. I love looking at Jolie's, but let's take a pause here. 321, that's nice and solid. I think anything over 310 is nice. So, yeah, very well done there, especially with the Relic 7. I know I've said that a couple of times now, but I think Revans, well, both the Revans arguably are one that those tunes that they create the circumstance of the battle rather than they have an impact on it. So, like with JKR, for instance, he's really there in most battles for direct focus. You could argue Master Strategist as well as far as the cleanse. But, yeah, really you want to be able to get your mark out. So, it's his abilities rather than his actual damage, if you get what I mean. So, the stats from the relics don't always make much of an impact. Still, it's not bad. You're going to get a bit more damage out of him, so it doesn't hurt. It's just yeah, I can't help but point at it a bit. Jolie. Load of health. Touch of tenacity. Okay. So what I'll say there, right? I've said it before, right? I like tenacity on Jolie. I'll keep saying it. That was a lot of speed as well on him, so that was quite impressive. 26 plus. You might benefit putting that on someone like Boss, to be honest. Oh, maybe not Bosk. Malik? Yeah, that could actually suit Malik, that. Maybe. Even Malik, I'm not sure now, because tenacity I wouldn't advise modding for. Ooh, that's a tricky one to choose. You've got double offense with speed, potency, and tenacity. That's an interesting set of stats. I mean, Malik does scream at me, but I feel like the tenacity is a waste, so the other ones work well with him. But yeah, bottom line, none of that really goes for Jolie on its own. I mean, he doesn't need that much speed. It's not bad, but he doesn't need it. No health secondaries either, so yeah, that's a bit of a dud mod in some ways. It's a good mod, but a bit dud as far as on Jolie. Yeah, what I would say, right, I always go back to this, and there's a point when people are just going to be fed up with me saying it. Jolie has 100% tenacity, so you look at it and you think, okay, if he has 100%, I don't need to mod. And it seems like you're aware of this because you've got a fair chunk on him, even with just that. So yeah, he gains 100%, so he's at 183 effective at this point. So he then gains bonus crit avoidance equal to half of his tenacity. So 183 divided by 2, we're looking at 91.5. That's crit avoidance. Then, if you mod for crit avoidance on top, so you get an arrow, you're going to be looking at a hell of a high amount of crit avoidance. And I always think it's great against General Grievous teams. You know, you've got someone like Grievous who just loves to get some crit hits on you. And you think Jolie is just going to say, watch my streams. I know I'm plugging myself here, but watch my streams and just see how often my Jolie dies in JKR versus GG battles. Sometimes I might misplay and there might be something that happens, but the majority, Jolie just never looks like he's going to struggle. So I always put that down to tenacity equals crit avoidance. Maybe it's naive, but that is the way I always believe about it. So yeah, just one to consider. Just if you can't put tenacity sets on, at least try and get tenacity in there, and you've done that with that. So this, like I say, there's no criticism there, but you need the health as well. So it is that juggling act. I would actually say without tenacity sets, this is one of the better Jolies I've seen. You could do with the crit avoidance up here just to top it off, but it's not looking bad. I'm just saying, if you could get closer, it would be even nicer. Okay, let's see. Sorry, just taking a look at the time, seeing how long I've been recording. Mandos. Okay, not too much to comment on here. We'll move along. Night Sisters. Bit of work done. Gear 11 on the Sarge, that's not a bad gear to get to. Dakar at 10. Yeah, you've put a bit of work in. I'm supposing they can do some events for you, or some work in some events. But yeah, they're probably on them farms that you just struggle to get to, and I speak for myself there as well. I'm going to try and work on them myself on my main soon, and yeah, I think that's just something you have to say to yourself when you get some free time. Just say, you know what, I'm going to work on the Night Sisters. But yeah, it's got to be when you got free time. Okay, so DR tunes, they don't look to be in progress. I know they're a bit of a slog. Even now, Candy and the like, they aren't that fun to farm. So yeah, the worst bit is as well, Mission and Big Z have been neglected a bit. So I know this from personal experience that when you neglect them, it makes the Malik farm harder. So yeah, I've got a Gear 7 mission, I think, or no, Gear 7 Zalbar and a Gear 8 mission, and I've got to get them up to 11/12 for Malik. So just try not to sleep on them when you decide DR's a priority. Rebels. Okay, so I'm looking here and I'm thinking you've got the main trio at relics 5 and 6. That's very nice. I think the issue that you're going to have is that in 5v5, the rest of your team isn't up to snuff. And again, I'm not being disrespectful there. It's just, it's half a team. Well, just over, but yeah, you need 3PO and Chewie, really. And again, I know that's not easy. You've got other farms. It's hard to get to them. Yeah, what I would be suggesting, I think you're going to need to just find a nice pair for them. I mean, Stormtrooper on at gear 11, praise to you for that, because I haven't got him there, and I would love him there, or higher. So he's probably doing you good as a second, or as a fourth in the team. But Lando and Akbar, I wouldn't really recommend them there. If I was to say one, R2, if you put both his Zetas on, they can be quite good there. R2 will self-cleanse the team on critics, which does happen a lot in a Rebel team. So yeah, that'd be the way I'd be looking. With what you've got anyway, I'd try and build up R2 a little bit, because you're going to benefit with that if you go for JML down the line. Stormtrooper on is a great tank in the game anyway, so I think, just supposing you ever need a spare tank, you've got gear on him. It wouldn't be a bad investment. So that's all an option in case you just want put some gear on 2 Toons, maybe a Zeta or 2 here as well. That way you've got one team that'll at least do something for you. Maybe not top tier stuff, but at least do more than what the 3 are doing there. Hey, I'm going to skip fighters because I don't think Mon Mothma was around, was she? No Mon Mothma. Okay, Resistance. Okay, you got RJT, very nice. You've got quite a few around it. Got no Hero Finn. Yvette Smuggler Horn's only 12. Okay, so you're getting very close to SLK. I've got to applaud you still. I mean, I remember that farm. It felt like a fast one compared to some of them that I've done since. But yeah, I've got to praise you. You have done incredibly well to get to this level in that amount of time. So yeah, very well done there. I would guess, just based on my own experience, you may be 10-15 days away from starting the event, if that. So yeah, all I can say is good luck. I just hope you get him in good time. No drop battles. Yeah, that's all I can hope for you. Alright, let's go down to your scoundrels. Yeah, I think we're going to have a fair bit of overlap here. Queel Zeta at gear 11. Quite interesting to see. I'm curious where he was when you started the Mandalorian event. I'm assuming you've got him at this point, but I might be wrong. Oh, you haven't got Mando. Oh, okay, you caught me out there. Oh, sorry, Alan, I didn't want to look at you. Yeah, that just caught me out a bit. So I'm kind of struggling to think of what your logic is here. You haven't got IG-11, so you haven't got the pair to Queel. You haven't got Cara built up. So what was your logic for going for Queel? Because you haven't really got a scoundrel team. Yeah, could you let me know about that one? Because that one's just confused me a little. I'm thinking maybe you're doing something like... you haven't got Kira. Dash is only 55. Yeah, you've confused me a bit on that one, I'll be honest. Unless you've got an all-round scoundrel leader, like... You haven't even got Zam. Yeah, honestly, you've got me here. I can't think of a clear reason why you've got him that high without the others being ready. So, yeah. Oh, congratulations on confusing me, I guess. Separatists. Rock 6 Dooku to be expected with, see? Do with that other Zeta. Yeah, don't neglect Grievous Zetas, they're very nice. 150 health, very good. Missing a bit of crit damage there. Yeah, health primary here, even though you've got the health secondary percentage, which again is very nice. Just think to yourself, a health primary, if I recall the number correctly, is 16%. So you get an extra 10% if you put a primary on. So it is worth way more than that. And it doesn't need to be a Grievous. Here, because of that, you can then afford to put a crit damage triangle on. So if you get crit damage primary, health percentage secondary. That is good. You got the health there, that's all good. Health there. Probably don't even need that speed, but that is okay. If you could get health primary with health percentage, well, saying that I don't think you can do that, can you? No, sorry, I'm talking about out my backside there, but yeah, health primary solid there. And yeah, defense health percentage. Yep, health flat as well. Yeah, you've got a lot of good stuff in that set, in that lot. It's just those two there were just a little bit icky. You're missing 10% because of that, and you're missing crit damage with that. So yeah, Relic 7, you're going to benefit from crit damage triangle. So yeah, the health goal's right. 150k, you bang on target. So just need that little extra push, get it to 150 with the crit damage. But yeah, you got your Watt at 5, very nice. Let's have a look at your Sith. Okay, so we saw your C before. Darth Maul. Oh, go on, while we're on Bast, let's have a look at it. 221 speed. Okay, you haven't got Revan, so I get that. Curious about your Maul, though. You haven't got the Zeta on. 223 speed. I might be wrong. I think Maul's one of the slowest characters in the game, isn't he? I seem to remember that. I mean, 120 base speed? Maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, just looking at it, I'm thinking... I kind of like Maul, or Darth Maul. I keep saying Maul, I mean Darth Maul. That Zeta is really tempting me at the moment. I think just the idea of the stealth and all that jazz, even that on its own is pretty good. So yeah, I'm tempted to go back for him at some point, even though I haven't really got one built up. Oh yeah, I've got Darth Revan. I'm sorry about that. I did miss that bit. You're missing your Zetas, but they can be worked on. 236 speed. Okay. Could do with working on that. Yeah, fastest Darth Revans I've seen go up to 340. So at gear 11, you know, that is to be expected that you're not going to be that high. But could do with giving him some love and attention at some point, because gear 11 he doesn't do as much as he will later on. A bit like what I said with JKR, if you think of him as the engine, the bit that gets the entire battle going, you don't necessarily need him to be relicked high, but you do need him to have power just to have speed. So, yeah, the more speed the better with him. But yeah, I think that is the majority of what you've got. I don't think I've missed anything. Let me just have a double check on your unaligned force users. No cats or moles or anything like that. So yeah, just general thoughts, because like I say, originally this review started with what should I go for, or at least it felt that way with what I read. And by all means, I have to repeat congratulations on being very, very close to getting SLKR. I mean, usually I say 6-month review, let me know how you're getting on. By then, I wouldn't be surprised if you aren't knee deep in another big farm. And I mean that as a compliment, you've done incredibly well. What I've looked at, I think as far as mods go, I would say you've got good modding. Maybe things need tweaking a little bit, but I would say you're not far off the beaten path. You know, you just maybe need tweaking here and there. But yeah, I like a lot of what I see. I don't think you've chased any wild gooseberries, at least as far as like, I know there are some things that are beyond your control, a bit like the ETH Cough that you've got. I don't really get Queel. I'll stand by that one. I don't get why he's been built up, but maybe that's got something that I just didn't see. But yeah, by and large, I like a lot of what I've seen. You've got plenty of avenues to go down. I mean, gas would take some time. I think, double check your droids. Yeah, you would need to work on your droids. You haven't got B1 unlocked, so you'd need to do that. It isn't the easiest farm, unfortunately. But B1, B2, you've got DDK, you've got at 7-star, very nice, and Magna you've got. It's only B1 you need to work on. That maybe a couple of months in the works. So while you're farming his charge, you can get your EWAT farm worked on, get C3PO unlocked, do your Shakti, get your clones up. So if like you say, you were saying to me before, Slacker or Gas, which do I go for? You're very close to Slacker, so once that's done, once he's at the rally level you're happy with, 8 or 7 or whatever, you can then decide, right, let's start the gas farm. That's if you still won't go that way anyway. But you want my opinion? You're in good shape. Because it's a bit of a shame right now that Grievous hasn't got the love he needs. I didn't look at your droids before when I said about his lead Zeta. So yeah, I was neglectful there, I'll be honest. The lead Zeta, I get why you wouldn't put it on if you haven't got droids around him. Actually, you've probably done alright with getting some droids that you've got. You could probably do not a great nuke team, but something that is okay. I mean, to be honest, if you put a bit of gear in T3, getting to about gear 11, maybe gear 12, T3 could actually get you a solid nuke out of that. I mean, IG-88 lead, HK, BB-8, T3, put Grievous under them 4. You'd probably actually have a decent Darth Revan nuke team. So, yeah, just another little thing for you to think on that. But honestly, great way to go, really. Just focus on your gas farm. Start farming your B1 shards as soon as you can. Make sure your Shap T and your clones are geared up so that when you've actually started working on the tunes for the gas event, the actual team he's going into will be ready. But yeah, I've been talking 40 odd minutes, and I think that is about all I need to say. One last thing before I go, ships. I always feel like I neglect ships, so let's just have a quick look. Finalizer only 5-star. Go on, give him some levels. I do mean it quite seriously. Finalizer is going to be great for you in GA, so don't neglect it. Have you actually got the other ship as well, the Special Forces? Yeah, you got that 7-star, very nice. So yeah, don't neglect the levels, you will need them. Remember, First Order fleet can counter Negotiator, so it's not the cleanest counter, but it's something that'll give you an option if you want to put a Negotiator on defense. As well as that, Finalizer can beat Rebels quite comfortably, so just two really big defense fleets that people put down that Finalizer can just take care of quite, maybe not comfortably, but quite capably. Then obviously you got your Executrix. Have you got a TIE bomber by any chance? Should do. Yeah, 7-star, very nice. So you've got an Empire fleet as well that you can use if you want to, or maybe not a full one, but you got half a one. So yeah, curiosity, have you got Razor Crest? Well, I wouldn't see anyway because you haven't got BAM. But yeah, as far as your ships go, you're looking quite good. Just give him some levels, and that way you've got an option on offense, because I'm imagining right now you've got Negotiator and Malevolence to rely on. But after that, you've got Chimera and Executrix, which you can't really pull Empire from 2 of them, so you've maybe got to use Geos or something. So if you give Finalizer some love, then you've got another fleet, and you can just focus all of your tunes into that other Empire fleet. So yeah, that is it. I feel, like I said, I didn't mean to waffle on as much as I did at the end there, but I think it was worth it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments or on Discord or wherever you fancy. As always, 6-month review if you want it. Just leave a comment on the channel or on my Discord. Let me know when you want it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. Anyone out there who's wanting a roster review, I'll put a link to my Discord server in the description of the video. There is a bit of a wait. I didn't do a roster review last week, that's why there's 2 this week, and hopefully I'll be back on schedule with 1 a week from next week. Life got a bit busy last week, so I didn't manage to get around to do it. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening, but I'm not going to make any promises. So with that out of the way, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time, this has been Josh from JJ's Productions. I will see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.